We have a real mid-market, a heavy mid-market focus, which means we have to meet our clients exactly where they're at in a non-judgmental fashion. So we handhold, we become that trusted partner on this ESG journey, and we make a real point of that because we don't see this as, here's an engagement we cut and run, here's a growth journey, let us take you on that journey and embed these ESG principles for the betterment of your business, the communities in which you operate, and your people. A lot of ESG is repurposing what you're already doing and repackaging it to tell your story of impact and growth.
So when we work with clients, it's really important that we understand where they're at in their journey. And that initial conversation of what is prompting from a reporting perspective or different initiatives that they're looking to accomplish, that's really the first spot that we start with clients, is that initial stage of, hey, they might want to do something, they know they need to do something. Maybe it's internal stakeholders are asking questions, external stakeholders are requesting information, or there's compliance requirements that are coming their way.
It really talks about understanding what's material to you and doing it in a way that's non-judgmental, turning that conversation from one of this is a burden on us to this is an opportunity.
Then we move into that growth stage. In the growth stage, we're thinking about, I've started to do some reporting. I've identified and maybe prioritized some of those different metrics that are key to my organization, that are important to my stakeholders, internally and externally, and maybe I need to do it as well from a reporting perspective. So there's the compliance requirement. I'm doing minimal reporting around different material items that are relevant to my organization.
You start looking at, well, what types of levers can I pull to enact a strategy that shows me and my company and my people developing across these material impacts? And then you start looking at operational. So once you have that strategy, enact it. Right? Start doing these things.
We're thinking about, how does ESG really evolve within the organization? Maybe evaluating some of our supply chain considerations. How do we make more efficient decisions that impact the E, the S, and the G from a business operations perspective? Not only the risks, but we're looking at the opportunities of ESG.
Operational costs will reduce if you start working on your carbon footprint. That's just a no-brainer. Reduce energy usage off coal-fired, grid-based energy sources and start moving towards renewable on-site generation, you're going to save a ton of cash anyway. And there's a lot of money out through the IRA, especially now. We're seeing a lot of middle market companies make use of the Inflation Reduction Act to really bring and transform their operations to clean energy operations, which means they're saving a lot on operating costs.
When we move to transformational, this is where a lot of organizations are implemented their supply chain, they've thought about how they're going to execute their ESG strategy, they're communicating to stakeholders, they may have committed to different goals and targets, and maybe even publicly disclose those goals and targets and their plan to get there.
At that stage, you've seen the benefits of an ESG strategy, a well-worked, a well-crafted one. You're embedding that into every decision you're now making. That's transformational. That's where your CEO looks at an investment plan and goes, well, what's the ESG benefit of this? What are the markers that I'm measuring this return against? And starts including ESG at that level, because the whole organization understands that ESG is a net benefit. And for us in the industry that are advising clients about what ESG means currently, what sustainability means right now, it's not to say that once you hit transformational that the game's over. It's a case of you've hit transformational because you now see the value in ESG to your growth strategy. What you can do in that ESG space is always going to evolve. So part of being transformational is incorporating that evolution into your overall transformational strategy. But when we talk about action today to protect and enhance, it's just a matter of getting started.